My name is Cheryl Step, and I have 17 years experience working in public schools, and then the past 5 or 6 years working with agencies and Head Starts and schools across our country to help them really understand trauma and stress and the impact that can have on our brains and our brain development, our bodies and our behaviors. But really more importantly, to understand that there are strategies and tools and concepts we can embrace and use every day throughout our day that really help create resilience and help us build an environment where we all are building collective well-being. I think it begins with understanding that trauma really is overwhelming demands on our physiological system that create this felt sense of vulnerability and loss of control, and understanding that it's individual for everybody because our perceptions and experience and emotions play into how we interact with the environment around us every day. So it's not really the events itself, it's rather our reaction or our response to that event. And sometimes people don't identify with trauma, but we can all identify and understand stress. And that sometimes we have a response to stress that's very positive. It spurs us into action or helps us become more creative. Or we might have a tolerable response that it feels a little overwhelming, but we have supports and we have resources in place. But stress can become toxic when those supports and those resources are lacking in our lives, and it just becomes really overwhelming and could become traumatic. So it's important to understand how the human brain plays into this. And I dive into a lot of information about the brain, but the main point is that these two parts of the brain, the survival brain and the emotional brain, is where we instinctively react to the environment around us. But in that front part of our brain, that thinking brain, that's where we're able to thoughtfully respond. And if we understand those pieces, then we can begin to look at prevention, because risk factors are not predictive factors if we have a lot of trauma or stress because of protective factors. And research has shown us that children and young adults who have experienced a lot of trauma and stress, that they have difficulty with attachment and belonging, that they have difficulty with regulation within their own body, and with some competency skills that may not develop the way that they should. So I've taken this ARC framework, attachment, regulation, competency framework, and developed my own analogy. I call it the collective well-being tree, and it starts with the root system. And that's where we create these caring and connected communities where we have a trusting relationships and safety with the environment around us, both physical and emotional. And when you feel safe and you feel like you have belonging with trusting relationships, then you're able to really understand your own physical body and help others understand theirs, and create this calming ability within our own systems so that we can communicate our emotions. And when we have those skills, then we can work on more competency skills that actually help us increase our positive self-identity. And I call it the collective well-being tree because I help myself, I help others, and those people end up helping me too. So it really is creating this environment where we all feel safe, we all feel belonging, and we're able to build skills and grow and thrive. Passion led me here, and I'm sure it's led you here too. So please feel free to reach out to me. Look at my website at creatingresilience.org, and there's more information there about my training and my topics, and there's some blogs and videos to look at. But please reach out to me and let me know how I can help you or your agency understand these concepts and put some practices and strategies into your everyday routines that will help everybody collectively find well-being. Because I do believe that our positive interactions can have a ripple effect on the world.